Tony Hawkins has got a podcast. I hope he's better at this than he is washing the kit because he was fucking useless.
And here we are. Episode 17. 17 being what, John?
Paul Tisdale's number.
And a prime number.
And a prime number.
Of course it is a prime
Everyone's
number.
thinking, Paul Tisdale's number.
Now, at this point, Mick Dawes on his computer checking that.
Oh, yeah.
Even though he's a maths teacher, he's got to check
He was here last week.
He was, yeah.
All the
So,
Irish clan came down.
yeah, I had a couple of beers, shall I say, with them.
Did you?
Yeah, and
Did he slag you off for your lack of prime number knowledge?
I was absolutely battered, and I was lecturing them
Were
about
you?
MK
You didn't
Dons.
seem it.
Nah, it's funny, I know. It's not,
What, half
it's not
time?
like
God,
me.
it's wrong,
Well,
that.
yeah, pretty
What?
much from half one onwards, really.
No.
God, that's strong cider, and it's not very nice.
So, what we got to talk about, JT?
Very strong cider.
Quite a
that's
lot.
Very
what-
strong
Quite a lot
cider,
this week.
7.4% cider.
We have got to talk about
Quite a lot.
that game on
A
Saturday.
Crawley Town.
That was alright. Quite pleased
Notes
with the
on
result.
Crawley Town didn't bring many fans, and they were completely silent for most of the
Majority.
time. Made our fans sound loud.
It was one of those games that you mentioned a couple of weeks ago. That it was one of those games you never look back and think that was a great game. But
Are we
it was
jumping
3
straight
points.
in here, or are we going to see what else we're doing?
Oh, so we? Yeah. So we've got. I'm gonna be up front here.
Up front,
So,
Tony. You're not
when
going to
I
make
was-
many friends this week.
When I no, I'm not. When I was timing the fans this week,
Fuck
after the when they started singing for the second time in the first half, which by the way wasn't until 21 minutes and 55 seconds, I then forgot to turn my stopwatch off.
I was just to read something up me.
So it actually says that they were singing for 18 minutes, which I know not to be true. So
18 minutes.
you get away. I will still give you a little bit of credit. In fact, quite a lot of credit for
I thought it was
5 minutes and 20 seconds after the once the game kicked off. As soon as the whistle went, 5 minutes and 20
Yeah, it's
seconds.
good for
They
them.
sang non-stop.
That's
Then
weird. I'm taking full responsibility
Yeah,
for that.
21 minutes and 55 seconds. They tried to get MK Army going. Eventually they did, and it went round all the way around the east, all the way around to Club Red for a minute and a half. That was very, very impressive. And 68 minutes and 43 seconds.
8:43.
What did we hear?
Elvis.
Only a bit of Elvis.
All right.
Now I do know Radar was there on Saturday because
Yes,
I saw
I've
him
asked
outside.
someone about him, and I've asked also that person why he's not at the ground.
says he's
pre-game any
decorating.
longer.
He's decorating.
Well, that ain't what I
He's got a
heard.
woman. That's why.
Unless he's decorating the inside of the working men's club, because that's where he goes now. Pre-match, I've heard. I spoke to someone. Right. Anyway, where were we? I forgot.
Yeah. So Crawley Town. MK Dons won. Crawley didn't, and the goal.
I'll be honest.
Let's go straight to the goal. shall
Well, yeah, let's remember. I was expecting Crawley to be much worse than they were.
Yeah,
expected them
no,
to
I
be
agree.
First
shit.
half, I thought they looked very good. That lad on the left, it was really
Yeah, me
quick.
and Tony watched the highlights just in the pub before we came here, and we still don't know how Cags scored.
It's not
They're
the-
finishing-
It's not the pub, it's the green room. We were in the green room.
In the pub earlier, it was. We still can't work out how he scored. It still shows that you should chase any ball down with your
That was a
playing
hell of a goal.
under nines in Sunday League or professional
Yeah,
footballer.
always.
But yeah,
assume-
It was funny as well.
Yeah.
Added comedy value from me.
the Crawley left winger was nippy as fuck, wasn't he?
He was very good.
He was very good. He
Very
caused
good.
a lot of problems. Don't know his name. I'll try and find it out. Just
They hit the crossbar, didn't they, first half?
they did.
He
As a
saved
result
it,
of that
didn't he?
lad getting down the
He
left.
saved it.
Did he actually
I'm
tip
sure
it
it
onto
was
the
a
bar?
save because my lad was quite late back
Yeah.
because he was doing something and he wasn't, and he'd missed it. And I said, "Oh, matey, there's made a save," so I'm assuming it was that. I could put it in.
It could well be actually because the
Ah,
highlights
that's
didn't really
it.
show a lot. Of,
Sese.
yeah, he was very
It was
good.
The only
Sese
problem
because-
they had was the abysmal finishing because there was people in the cowshed ducking left, right, centre when they were shooting. They were
Yeah,
appalling.
they did stick a lot into
They were
Rose
terrible, weren't
and
they?
AA and BB
I mean,
and CC.
Chris, genuinely, one of the shots went out for a throw, which I always find
Yeah,
highly
that was
amusing.
a- there
When
is
someone
nothing more
shoots and it
amusing.
goes out for a throw.
Yeah, that's like you're just wishing, waiting. Go on, go out for a throw, go out for a yay! Love it.
I mean, I'm wondering, does that still count as a shot?
It
Even
counts
if
as
it's
a
off
shot,
target,
but it's
you know?
not on target. No.
Anyway, whatever. Yeah, I mean, they were.
Talking of which, we've got some stats, haven't we, Sam?
We do
about
have
shots on
stats, but now you
target.
put me in a
Stats,
spot and I've
chances
got to get them up
converted.
again.
I'm
Well,
not
again,
convinced.
we're going back to what we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. So the goal, yes, it was
Jeez, that's make my eyes water. That.
what
What your cider?
It's really strong.
what Wimbledon invented, Route 1 football.
Route 1 football.
I think, personally, myself, I think Stuart Moore just kicked it too far. It just happened to land in the right place. The defender thought...
Does he get an assist for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
good for
Yeah.
The defender ducked it because he thought
did.
it was close
I've
enough
watched
to
it.
the area.
I've watched it quite
got
a
it
few times.
completely-
Yeah,
wrong.
see, we've watched it, and it looks like he's about to play it, but then he must have got a call because
What we
if
want
you-
to know is...
because surely,
Because
as
he
a
ducks,
goalkeeper,
doesn't
if you ducked
Because
and
he
obviously
didn't
they
turn
concede,
round.
that keeper would be going absolutely mental.
No, he didn't.
And he didn't go
But he
mental.
doesn't go mental. So
Yeah.
to me, that suggests that he's called it and expecting the ball to skip.
All he had to
But that
do,
pitch was dry and it didn't
that
skip
fella
at
was
all.
just head it away. That's all he had to
Yeah.
do. But he's
Yeah.
deliberately ducked, so he's called him, hasn't he?
And what's again, we're going to talk about under-9s football. You never give up. You always hope that something's going to go wrong. That defender, again, you never let the ball bounce. That's what you're taught as a kid.
Yeah.
Never let the ball bounce.
Yep.
Get your head on it if you have to, or a foot, or anything. Don't let it bounce.
You don't
Yeah.
let that
It
bounce.
never made the edge of the area. The keepers thought, fuck, I'm not
Yeah.
going to get there.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
Cags has just nipped in. Now, I
Even
would
after they
argue
rounded
that...
the keeper, you're thinking on.
Oh,
from where
that
we
is-
were, looking right round at you, we're all screaming, thinking, "Oh, he's got it in." But on,
Cags is quick.
but watching it, as I have done since, you're thinking that's a pretty good bit
That
of
was
skill to
impressive,
get that
Yeah.
in.
To put it in with his right
Yeah,
foot
because
as
it
well.
wasn't easy.
Yeah,
Put
but
it in with
wasn't
his
easy.
right
if
foot.
he tried his left,
That's what
he
we were
would hit
saying.
the post.
We
I'll tell you
thinking
what, though.
if he'd have waited for it on his left, that
Yeah, he
extra
would've- he
half
would've
a
hit the
second, it
post.
probably would have hit the post. Or
Still shit.
still shit.
He's still shit.
And that's what we were going to tell you about.
Well,
17 goals.
17
for the
goals.
17th
It's still
podcast.
shit.
He did it.
What's
The
his,
good thing is-
Sam?
is-
What's his strike rate? Can you
the
tell
good thing
us?
is, and anyone can check this because the good thing is about these template EFL websites is that there's someone in the background from the Football League who does stats on every player
Imagine
who
that.
plays.
Mate, that's a boring old job, that, isn't it?
Paid well.
That's quite like it. So, in terms of Kieran Agard, it says here his total shots he's had this season in the league are 51. He's had 51 shots this
51
season.
shots.
Yeah.
30 have been on target.
30 on target, Tony. Better than half.
And of those 30, half of them have been goals.
Oh,
So that's
Now,
Am I right in thinking that that's
so of the shots he's got on target, he's got a 50% conversion rate.
So is
But
that 1 in
shots
2?
overall,
yeah
you're talking what? He's got 30%. You're about a third.
30, 33, 34.
He's got a 30% conversion rate. And if
But
you
in
ask,
terms of shots on target, Sam, would I be correct in thinking that 30 divided by 15 is 2, therefore 50%?
oh no, you're the mathematician. I don't really give a shit.
So-
but
that bloke up, that Irish bloke, he'll tell me.
he,
I should, yeah, Sam, Mick,
but the
check
thing
that
I
for
still,
me. Tap,
I
tap,
still
tap,
don't
tap,
get is
tap,
that there are still, and I was waiting outside just before I left for home on Saturday, and I heard a couple of
Were you going to shout at the players when they came up, tell them how shit they were?
I heard a couple of
normally
fans
what people
talking
do.
about him, and I heard in their words, "I'm still not convinced by him, by Cags. I honestly don't know what more he can do
No,
to
I
convince
absolutely
fans."
agree.
I've
but
said this
I
on
don't
numerous
get it.
occasions, both on this podcast
I don't
and
understand
online.
it at
See,
all.
When
The guy
people-
that sits right beside me, right, quite literally, as close as that guitar is to me right now, no matter what he does, he slags him off, he shouts at him, he screams at him. Even when he scored that goal, I said, that's his 17th goal now. Yeah, but he's still shit.
Do you remember the
Oh,
90s? John?
genuinely was.
Do you remember the
honestly,
90s?
honestly,
I
did.
don't get it.
I don't know what to
I
say
don't
about
get it.
people like that.
Someone said to me today, sorry, not today. Must have been just before Christmas. Turned around and said,
By the way, it's league goals, isn't it?
"This is league, yeah. So it's 15. He's got
15
15
league
league
goals.
goals.
He has
He's got
scored
2
17 in
He's got
total.
one in
Good.
the Checker Trade. He's got one in the FA Cup. But someone said, and I remember this before Christmas. They turned around and said, "No, I like him," and then they tried to justify their. I'm not going to say shit opinion. Try to justify their shit opinion by
Best not to say it.
No, I don't see
by
shit,
saying, "But I just want that striker who finishes, who's there in the box and nips in the box." The fact on here says
Does?
every goal he's scored this season has been in the box.
Has he really? Not
Yeah.
one from
All
outside the
15
box?
have been in the box. I can break that down. 4 left foot
All
goals,
four left foots.
9 right foot
You're a
goals,
statistician.
and 2 heads.
Yeah. So just you
Now-
remember the 90s, John?
I do
Remember the
remember
90s?
it, yeah.
You remember Andrew Cole?
I do remember him.
Andrew Cole used to get a load of shit.
Or as
from
I used to
people
call
saying,
him then, Andy Cole.
Yeah, that's before he changed his name
changed
to
to
Andrew.
Andrew.
They used to say about Andy Cole, oh, he only scores lots of goals because he plays for Man United. He has like 300 chances and scores 20 goals, 25 goals a season. So Andy Cole scored better than 1 in 3 chances scored.
Chances.
And I would wager that his shots on target to chances scored was probably at least 50%. So Cags is in that area. 30 shots on
He's the little league
target.
Andy Cole.
Yeah, 30 shots on target, and he scored 15 of them.
Yeah.
Now, answer me this, fans
Go
who
on,
think
go,
he's
go,
shit.
go.
What more, as Sam said, what more do you want from a striker who scores 1 out of every 2 shots on target? What more?
You can't
look at the fucking stats.
Yeah, you can't say, well, he's too right-footed because
No.
he scored 4 goals.
We've seen him score.
You can't say, well, he can't use his head because he can. He scored twice with his head. Now, to put this into perspective with James Norwood, who is the top goal scorer in League Two at the moment,
Yeah.
Who does he play for?
he's played for Tranmere.
Wankers they are.
So at the
Yeah.
moment, so he's had 97 shots.
Yeah.
So you're talking nearly double of what Kaggs has had.
Yeah.
Of which 64 have been on target, and yes, he scored 23 goals.
He's better.
His conversion rate is 24%, so he's only 5% less than Kieran Agard. Again, he's had 3 goals outside of the box, 20 inside the box, 2 headed goals, 14 right foot goals, 7 left foot goals. So in proportion,
I'll tell you what,
I don't. Yes,
I bet you the Tranmere fans don't think he's shit.
no. Well, he's scored 8 goals more, but at the same time, they haven't got a second player in Chuck Sanike scoring 1 goal less. So they are fully relying on him, which is why Tranmere aren't where we
they
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And this is what I mean. But we were saying earlier, Kaggs scored that goal because he
Didn't give
He
up.
runs everything down. And we're not saying that Chucks is a worse player, but Chucks wouldn't have scored that.
Did you say
because
Worser?
Worse than he said.
Yeah.
Are you from Northampton?
Yeah. Chucks, I think
That's
Worser
the
is
worstest
actually a
goal
word.
I've ever seen in my
Where did
life.
see with
I
my
think
eyes?
Worser.
Worser is a
Worstest.
player. Is a player? Is a
Worse is not.
Fuck
a word.
it.
But carry on.
Chucks wouldn't have scored that goal because that's just not because he can't be asked, but it's just that's just not the player he is.
Who would you say is Milton Keynes Don's most successful ever striker?
Well, it's going to be Isle, isn't it?
Right.
I
can remember.
I don't want to tell him because
No,
if he hears
listen,
this,
you
he'll-
can tell him
Yeah.
this. Because I can remember being sat in the hockey stadium one night, and it was a Tuesday night, when he was substituted, and the whole entire ground were booing him. So there you go. If
Yeah.
He
you
did
take
invite
against
that
some- Yeah, he
attention.
did.
Yeah.
But you're just thinking to himself, that guy regularly scored 20 plus goals a season, and yet people still couldn't take
Yeah.
him for some reason. If people turn against you, they're just going to.
I'll tell you what, actually,
and
that's
the
a good
problem
point.
is that Kieran Agard seems like a genuinely nice bloke.
He's
He is
honestly,
whereas-
he is
whereas-
honestly the nicest bloke
He is.
in that team. He is.
Whereas
honestly
when
such a
Eisel
nice
was
bloke.
here, Eisel gave the persona of being a bit aloof.
But he's a bellend. I'm joking. He's not. I just worked
No,
with
we
him.
met him
I'm
in
joking,
the-
He's not. He's actually a nice
He's
bloke.
got a big head and
We met him
He knows
once.
his. He knows his stuff.
I mean, my lad was really young at the time. We used to go to that bloody Subway, you know, right next to the railway station.
Yeah.
We used
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
there every time we were at home. We went there, and we've seen Eisel once and Gary Smith in there.
Yeah.
Asked him for his autograph, and they couldn't have been any nicer. And I just thought to myself, on the pitch, but you're thinking to yourself, you need a player of his standing to be like that.
Yeah.
You need someone that's a
but
bit of an
yeah,
arse.
personalities.
Well,
There's
yeah.
personalities on the pitch. There's personalities off the pitch.
Yeah.
And that's what people. This is. I mean, we're going to come to Chucks in a little while.
Yeah.
And the whole fan thing that we're going to talk
Yeah.
about that I've upset the entire world.
You have.
But
I'm desperate to
I
get
mean,
onto
the
that,
whole
to
world,
be quite
to be
honest.
honest. But it's about personalities, and players have personas on the pitch.
Yeah.
They have. If a player goes past Dean Lewington or he gives him a kick in the first 2 minutes, then you know that player's going to get kicked up in the air very, very quickly.
And
If he
twice
goes
as
past,
high.
if he goes past Louis once, he goes past him once. He's not going past me because Louis will kick him up in the air. But off the pitch, Louis is the nicest lad.
Is he? He don't come
Kaggs
across
is.
like that.
Oh no, he's an utter wanker to be fair. But
Ginger.
Kaggs is genuinely. But my mum said to me, "Were you?" This is Cambridge when me and Sam went to Cambridge. My mum said to me, "You at Cambridge game on Saturday?" Yeah. She said, "Oh, Kieran came in and asked if you were there." And she said, I didn't know. She said, he said, "I'm sure I saw him in the crowd."
Blimey.
And I thought, for him to pick me out like that, I mean,
He probably
You're
thought.
not
I don't know
person
many
to
players
point
that would
them
actually
out.
do
It
that.
was probably me. I mean, we look similar, don't we?
Well, I'm 48. You look 48.
Yeah. There we go. There we
So
go.
anyway, back to Crawley.
Crawley, after that.
we won. We won.
There isn't really
And-
much to say about that game.
No,
other
there
than
wasn't.
the goal.
Like I was
really.
saying earlier, what Jade said a couple of weeks ago, which is there are games that we won't remember, but we.
You'll
picked up
remember
3
that
points.
game.
Yeah.
For that
It
goal.
was relatively
Oh, I remember that
forgettable.
time
Yeah.
that guy ducked and
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll remember that
Egard
goal
scored
and,
that
and
goal.
Kaggs
That was
running
it.
after it and getting
it's,
there. But there's nothing. I mean, I've literally my notes are about the singing. Sang for 5 minutes 20 seconds. Then at 21:55, MK
Actually,
Army,
one thing I will
and
say,
Elvis.
which was
Nothing
quite
else.
funny from what we saw, is their manager
Oh,
was a very.
Oh,
what's the best word?
I know what I was
Got-
going to say.
got
He's an
booked
ex-
for
Is he
throwing
the
his-
only man that's ever been booked for throwing his
For
hat?
throwing
at
his hat,
someone?
yeah.
Well, I.
He was great,
he had his hat on and he was
How
very
cool it was, Tom.
he was very concerned with his hair. He was one of those where he would run his whole hand through his hair before he put his cap on to get the right mullet. We thought it was a mullet at first.
Well,
didn't
it
we?
was verging on a mullet.
We thought it was a
very
leak to
close.
Tony Pulis at one point, but with hair.
He was proper close
And then
to a mullet.
I
there.
can't remember. It was a very it was like a throw-in. It was a very basic decision.
Yeah.
And he got his cap and he threw it down, and I think it just so happened to go towards the fourth official.
Yeah.
And we see the fourth official just go to his microphone,
Yeah.
going
The
like,
guy came
book
running
him.
across.
And the referee came over and booked him. And since then, he's been out. After the game at the weekend, he's now got a touchline ban because it was either his third or his fifth
Booking.
yellow card of
Really?
the season, and he's now got a one-match ban.
He looked like they dragged him out of the crowd dragged him out of a local pub.
He was a
And
big
he
fella.
just-
I won't tell
He
him
Yeah,
that.
was a
nobody,
bit-
football managers and
He
football
was
coaches,
outside the hotel entrance as I was going in for a beer, and he's.
He
tall.
doesn't look
He's
like football though, does he? He
No.
doesn't. You look at a footballer and a football coaches.
Oh,
You
Tiz
can always
doesn't,
tell
does
the
he?
ones. Tiz played, but Tiz doesn't wear football
No, he
gear.
doesn't.
Tiz is Tiz, and he's an upmarket
stylish
farmer. Is what he is.
Upmarket farmer.
Whereas that bloke just looked like he'd been dragged out of the local pub and asked to be a coach.
Oh, good luck to him in his
Yeah.
hats.
See, I
hat
can't,
throwing.
I can't find out how many times he's been booked this season, but
How many times has he been booked for throwing hats at people?
he now has a touchline ban for the next game because he's been booked.
I mean, honestly, it
Enough
was fine.
times to be
And
banned.
he was verging on fucking blowing at any second anyway. Throughout the game, I was watching him. I do like to watch the. It's never the manager; it's always the assistants. And to be fair, Mel does it as well. Mel, the second anything goes against us, Mel, you can see turn around. Mel's walking towards the fourth official straight
that
away.
was
so
Carroll's job, wasn't it, when he was here?
yeah, exactly. You got to.
He
You
did
got to go. You got
delegate
to
that.
say, you don't have to go shouting and screaming. You can just say, And there was an incident where I can't remember if our player got booked, but it was one of those incidents where something had happened and an identical thing happened against one of our
And he
players,
didn't get booked.
and nothing got no booking, no free kick. And Mel went over and politely asked, "Why didn't that
Mate,
lad
you
get?"
get booked.
Yeah, what's that all about? There's ways of doing it, but the point is you see Louis do it all the time. Every opportunity, anytime Louis is within 5 yards of the lino or the fourth official, he's in their ear roll, just saying
Yeah,
things.
but that's good gamesmanship.
It is,
that.
it is, and it's not.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. I mean, Louis could be booked at any moment for doing that
He
sort of
does
thing.
seem quite
But
aggressive.
he's got
when
the
doing it.
armband on,
Yeah, I
and
suppose.
he knows how to. Remember, I referred back to that time we were playing in Ireland, and he was sat on the bench, and
and he was shouting.
he
at
said to the
guy the whole
fourth
time.
official, "Are you a fucking idiot?" And the fourth official said, "Are you calling me an idiot?" He said, "No, I was asking you if you're a fucking idiot." Now, there's a difference between, and that's what. So if you say to the referee, "You're a fucking idiot," he'll book you or send you off for foul and abuse.
No, I'd still book you even if you asked me if I was one.
Yeah, but it's a pre-season
That's just
phase
me.
time. Anyway, so pretty forgettable game. We won
Yeah.
1-0.
I'll say one
Keg
thing
scored a
I've
great
just
goal.
remembered that I'd written down at the day. Their number 5, he was the guy with a little man bun.
Oh, I love
He's
man
also
bun.
the same bloke who ducked.
Is that him as well? Was
No, I thought it was, but
it was.
it isn't. Well, my lad argues, my son argued the fact it wasn't. Because
Oh,
I thought,
What's the video?
because
saying? Have a
when
look.
because when they were attacking our end, I was watching him because like
Sorry,
guys
I'm
like
just
that,
finding.
like guys like that draw your attention, don't they?
Just going to turn this down.
And
Just
you
finding
think
it on YouTube.
he was an appalling football. He's the worst footballer I've ever seen. That guy.
Well, if it was him that left that ball,
Yeah,
that is, unless he got a clear shot.
I did think it
Shout
was
from his
him
goalie.
because when they were up there and he done
Right.
something else. We're
For him
watching
to leave
now.
it,
He
for him
left
to leave it like that.
Right, we are just watching it. Just
Well,
to.
Right, let's have a
difficult
look.
to see, isn't it, on a phone?
Has he got a man bun?
No,
I
he
don't-
doesn't.
that
No,
isn't
no,
him.
that's man bun chasing. No,
Yeah, that isn't
no,
him.
you're right.
Well,
Man bun.
anyway,
He-
man
he
bun.
actually ran into the net. Love it.
Well, Man Bun, as we're going to call him, he
Man
is
Bun.
one of the worst footballers I've ever seen. He
But the
was-
thing
Oh,
is,
he
now you see,
nearly
right here,
did.
here's a perfect example of schoolboy. Rewind that 10
Rewind it.
seconds,
This
Sam.
is going to work.
So
well,
man
this.
bun has stopped.
Covering, yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
If he'd have carried on running
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Cags
yeah.
did, there's a reasonable
Well,
chance he'd have got there.
The
to
funny
cut
thing is,
that out.
talking about man bun in the second half.
Wonder what his real name is. I don't care what his real name is.
It's
Just
Dominic Manbun.
after what happened at the weekend when Trippier did that comedy pass
He does.
after Lloris and it was a carbon copy. He did that at the weekend, didn't it? And he passed it back.
That's it. Yeah,
in the
that's
second
what,
half.
and then he's
And
apologising.
he came back, and it was like he was
Yeah.
looking down. The kid, but to be fair, I mean, we can normally hear 90% of what's going on the pitch from where we sit behind the dugout, in the home dugout. And I didn't hear a word from their keeper. I mean, I might be wrong. And Man
It was that
Bun's looking
incident
down
that
at,
reminded
at the
me how
keeper's
shit he
feet,
was.
And then he passed it, and
Yeah.
he just looks up, and his hands were immediately.
Oh
on
yeah,
his
he
head.
was. He was
that-
like
His
that.
hands
was
were.
that, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's what.
Yeah.
It was
highlights
that
as well.
incident that
Well,
made
that's the
me
thing.
think he was
And
the
the
shittest player
keeper,
I've ever
again,
seen.
Sam, from a keeper's point of view, when you come out for those, expecting a back
If
pass,
it's not going to happen, you take the ball, the man.
yeah, but
his children, everything,
When,
you
when you
just-
come out, if you're right-footed or left-footed, that's you position yourself to kick with that foot, don't you?
Look,
I mean,
look, he lets it run.
This
Look,
is
look.
it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
He's told him to play it there, hasn't he?
That
He's
one,
told him to play it to
But
the
you
right-
can
to
tell
to his
because-
left.
Falling.
But maybe I don't know. But
You might need
either
to
way,
watch this on your
Yeah.
phone while you're
Yeah.
listening. to this.
basically, put it this way: the second half was so slow that I think that is the only clip in the second half.
Yeah.
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
a
there
great
was,
game.
and
But-
he thought it was going in. I knew it wasn't.
At the
but
end
he
of the
thought it
day,
was.
I think they were a team that
They're a shit team.
They
You can
weren't-
philosophise as
they
much
weren't
as
a
you like.
good-
They just
they-
weren't
they
very
were a
good.
team
I
that
don't
we should
think they're
beat.
getting out of League Two anytime
No.
soon.
no,
That's
they were a
for
team
sure.
we should have beat, and we did beat them.
We did
It
beat
doesn't
them,
matter
yeah.
how much
Yeah.
we did.
We
beat
did
them.
it. We got the 3
You
points.
think about it.
That's it.
You know, that 12 points out of a possible 12. What more can you ask for?
Exactly.
Tony, over to you.
Yeah, tell you what, have some of that, son, because we're on 6 points now. I predicted 4 points from the first 2 games and then 6 from the next 2. So I'm already 2
See,
points
that's why I
ahead.
think we disagree, but I'll let you go. I'll let you continue.
Yeah. So what did you think? 12 out of 12 then?
No, I think this weekend will be more difficult than Milano. No, sorry, I think this weekend maybe when I think Morecambe we are.
You think Morecambe will be more difficult
I
than
do
Macclesfield?
purely because of the distance we're going on a Tuesday night after playing Macclesfield. I don't know. I'm just a
Yeah.
pessimist.
Back in the day when we had
I'd stay
money,
up there.
we would have stayed up there.
Yeah.
We would have stayed there because they're not close to each other, but they're
They're up
Yeah.
that
you
way.
know, a
It's
reasonable
all the
distance.
same up there,
and
isn't it? They're all near
when
one another.
when you calculate the cost of trains or trains or
Yeah.
coaches backwards and forwards, it might be just as but you got to find somewhere to train. And anyway, so we're done with Crawley.
Don't call
Yeah,
it.
We won 1-0.
1-0.
We got 3 points.
I was happy with
It
that
wasn't the
result.
greatest game in the world.
We are 7 points clear of the next team, which I think is Exeter.
Yes,
Not
we
that I
are.
care
Yeah,
that
and
it's them,
we're
but it just happens to be them.
Bury dropped points last night.
They did
um,
against Cheltenham.
Told you,
Drew
didn't I?
1-0.
What did I say last
You
week?
did,
when I was
mate.
going
You
to
did.
drop?
You
So
did indeed.
we win on Saturday, and providing they, I don't know, whatever they
We
get
need
how
them
we
now
can 2 points
to. We
behind.
need now one of them.
But it's
to fuck out.
it's the when we
Who
play
them?
Morecambe, there's a full round of fixtures, and Bury aren't playing, which is why they played last
Oh,
night.
mate.
Oh.
Well,
But
you're
Lincoln
not
are also playing on Friday night against Yeovil.
Is that live on TV or is it because it's a local? It's not a local derby,
well,
is
it's
it?
not a
No.
local
Derby,
derby.
is it?
Nowhere
Fucking
near a
Lincoln,
local
Yeovil.
derby.
No.
I don't
Nothing's
know what,
near Yeovil
Maybe it's
except
live on
Yeovil.
the-
I don't
Yes.
actually know why I don't actually know why it's on a Friday.
What was I thinking? Lincoln
Must be on
and
the
Yeovil?
telly. Must be my own.
That's because I get Lincoln and Cheltenham confused. Cheltenham and Yeovil are quite close, aren't they?
Yeovil's in the fucking West Country. You
Oh, I don't know.
helmet.
It's
That's
all the
nowhere
fucking
near
same.
anything.
Anything where you have to go
It's
through
near fucking
Swindon.
Glastonbury.
Never good.
You've been to both.
Several times, in fact. I think Yeovil and
I hope you didn't
Swindon are
drive.
very high on my list of most visited grounds.
Anyway,
Anyway, it's all done. It's done, and so we've got a choice now. We
Go
can
on.
either go to this question. Have you seen the question?
I did see it. Yeah.
Yeah, did you like that?
I did like
a
that
lot.
question.
I
Yeah,
like
it's
that
good
a lot.
see, I don't see these questions because
So we got a fantastic question from Brandon who says, "Hi Dad, hi Dad."
My dad. There's something you're not telling us.
Just to point out there to Brandon's parents.
remember me.
Remember, he used to be a milkman.
I'll start
I'm
again.
from Guernsey. It's the only way I can talk to you.
Hi guys,
When I went to Yeovil one night.
my dad and I were arguing over
Oh,
this
right.
question and wondered your
And what did you
opinion.
answer, Tony?
Yes,
It wasn't me.
hold on. Can I do this in a Darth Vader voice? Brandon, I am your father. My dad and I were arguing over this question and wondered your opinion. Who, in your opinion, is the better team? The team we have this season or the team that won the double in 2008? He says, both teams very good. However, I believe the League 2 is a lot harder this season than it was in 2008 with better teams playing better football.
Well, I would disagree with that point for a start.
Which point? Which bit?
The point about this being a better league. No.
I would also disagree with that.
I think
I would say they were both
2008 was a
just
much
as
better
shit.
league. No, it was a better league in 2008.
Well, I've actually got the old Wikipedia here, and I've got the squad up from 2008, right?
It might have seemed
got-
a better league,
I've got
Tony,
the table.
because we were nipping
Well,
tuck with Peterborough. I might
Yes,
just,
exactly. That first off,
Kieran to be better.
that Peterborough team was very, very good.
They
didn't
were a good team.
You were there the
Did
day
you
we
have
beat them
George Boyd?
2-1. George Boyd, they
And
had
those two bloody...
Mikhail Smith.
And that other clown, what was he called? The Holy Trinity,
Yeah.
they used to call him.
Can you remember who took the third automatic promotion place?
Oh, I'd struggle with that.
Hereford, believe it or not.
Bloody
Hereford.
And who finished fourth?
Well, United, sorry.
In fact, I'll give you the playoff places: Stockport,
Right, okay.
who got promoted. in
Who
the
also
playoffs.
had £6,800 to his Conference North game. of the
Where are they
weekend.
now? Rochdale, Darlington, and Wycombe Wanderers.
Fucking
I'd
hell.
say
So, shit. So out of that
Blimey.
top 7,
Darlington don't even exist anymore.
Darlow
do they?
don't exist. Hereford are
Well,
in
they've
the
reformed in there.
are in the
now
Conference South.
something or other.
Southport.
Stockport in the Conference
Stockport,
North.
I
Darlow don't exist.
Yeah.
Chesterfield. Oh my god.
So that's an interesting tale. So let me give you the highlights of that
remember.
squad
I
that
can't
season.
remember who.
Right, JT, to refresh your memory,
I don't know the squad.
Willie Garay,
Willie Gray, best goalkeeper we've ever had.
Nathan Abbey didn't play league game as far as I can remember. Laurie Walker, who you wouldn't know,
I
but
remember him.
Laurie's
I remember the
worked
name,
with the club
yeah.
on and off for quite a
Yeah.
while. Jude,
Jude, well, there you go.
in
then.
fact, I'm going to go through the
Milton
players
Keystone's
that
greatest
played,
ever player.
played the most games.
Apart
So
from Wade Small, obviously.
Jude played 21 games. Louis played 45.
Blimey.
Keith Andrews 40.
I mean, Keith Andrews,
Drisser,
just a Diallo.
my
great
favourite
player.
song. D-I-L-E-O.
Great song, that.
Driss played 30 games. Sean O'Hanlon played 41.
Remember that goal he scored at Wycombe Wanderers? Was that in League 2?
What, Driss?
Yeah, no,
That
it
was-
must have been League 1.
That was a good goal.
So I'm going to say it was Wycombe Wanderers that went up there.
Yeah. JP McGovern. How many games do you reckon he played that
I
season?
don't care, he come from Celtic, he doesn't exist.
He only played 2 games.
Good.
Kevin Gallen, 15 games, 9 goals. By the way. No, not
And
9
he was
goals.
shit as well.
Leon Knight, 15 games.
Another
Cameron, 21.
Appalling player.
Lloyd Dyer,
Lloyd Dyer. I mean,
Skeletor.
Jesus Christ.
43 games. Willie Gray, 46. One more than Louis in the most played that season. This squad, by the way, is
It's a
massive.
fantastic squad.
And Drew Broughton, who scored the winning penalty in the
He
shootout,
did.
actually only played 2 games. Mark Wright, 29. I thought he
I
played more than
forgot
that.
all about him, Mark Wright.
Aaron
No.
Wilbraham, 28.
No. He started twice and he came on 11
Oh,
times
11,
as sub.
11 the sub. But yeah, I thought he actually played more games than that.
He was a good
Then we
player.
got names like Kieran Murphy, John Myers,
Excuse me.
Scotty Taylor, didn't play a
Okay.
single game that
He
season.
was shit. He
Carl
really
Regan
was
played
shit.
8 times. Alan Navarro, 38 games.
Good player, him, Alan Navarro.
Luke Howell, good player, 8 games, but basically was trying to get in front of Alan
Danny
Navarro.
Swales, 4.
Never going to happen. Jake Livermore, 5 sub appearances. Did score a goal, if I
What's
remember
he
rightly.
fucking going rubbish? I mean, he's done nothing in the game.
No, I
man.
feel he's fuck all.
Rubbish.
Jamal Johnson, 17. Now I thought he played more games than that.
What about him?
Danny Swells, 40. And then there's a long list of players who didn't play. Sam Page, Liam
Let's
Kelly,
not
Nathan
talk about
Abbey, Mustafa Carriol, remember him?
I do
Gone
remember
on to
him.
much bigger and better things. Laurie Walker, obviously. Jordan Hadfield.
He was a goalkeeper, wasn't he, Lonnie Walker?
Yeah.
I remember.
Adam Chickson didn't play again that season. And Sam Baldock, 5 sub appearances. So,
He was shit, him.
not a bad team. So the highlights of that would be Keith Andrews,
Keith Andrews,
arguably the best player that's ever played for MK Dons,
apart from Wade Small.
apart from Wade Small, obviously. Duh. Lloyd Dyer, Mark Wright, and obviously Louis and Willie. So there's 5 players there.
That,
Is that 5? Willie,
Yeah.
Louis, Keith,
that could play
Dyer,
at a
and
far
Wright.
higher level.
Dilly,
Yeah.
Righty.
So
That-
I would
that
say-
that was the core of that team. Those 5 players. I'd
Unfortunately
say.
for this
and
team-
Sean O'Hanlon as well.
That this team is
Boom, boom.
nowhere near as good as
And Danny Swales.
2008.
Well, I think as a squad, that 2008 team was arguably better as a unit. We lost 7 games that season.
Yeah, you have to give credit to the manager, even though
Yeah.
it's a
Can I
bit
tell
too-
you a little? Can I tell you a story?
Go on, tell us a story.
Tell you a story.
Is it about the manager?
It's about the manager.
Story time.
It's
with
about the
Tony.
manager.
Because
And a
he
certain-
thinks he could still do better than both
Well, he probably
Steven
does.
Gerrard and Frank Lampard at the minute. Anyone
Yeah,
could
he
do
just
that,
wants
he
his
said.
job. Yeah, well,
Including
anybody
me.
can manage in Scotland. So just to remind you that at the time, Mr. Robinson was
My eyes waterless.
was his
I'm
head
finishing
was
it
his head
because
coach.
it was really expensive.
Ray Matthias and Carl Robinson were the coaches.
The mouthpieces as well.
Yeah.
God's sake, Tony, sorry.
You've been moaning about it for 20 minutes, but you've drank every
Drunk
drop of
it.
it.
I'm not wasting it.
So they've gone to their hotel after training on the Friday before the Johnson's Paint
Oh, for
Trophy
GPT.
final. Lovely hotel.
I can tell you where they trained.
London, I reckon.
Yeah, well, I know exactly where they
Where
trained.
did they train, John?
Watford,
Watford,
training
so
ground,
That's almost
which
London.
is right next door to.
Watford.
What's right next door to Watford's training ground? The very. Oh, there's a hedge.
Oh, it's Arsenal, isn't it?
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I'm a man that
Lon-
walks in St
London-
Albans every day.
London Colney's
There
right
you go.
behind it.
I've driven past it.
So
Anyway, carry on.
they've gone to their hotel.
And Watford.
They've had their dinner. Now usually it's standard practice after your dinner. The lads will go and have a walk or a bit of a lie down or sleep, and then they'll have a meeting to discuss the
Tactics,
game
sorry.
the next day, tactics and so on.
Tactics. You pass it to him, he says.
So Mr. Ince has not given out any
he had
instructions
a bit of
at all.
paper with goal written on it.
Yeah, and Carl's knocked on his door. and he's coming, so he's gone in. Don't know how he's got in his door, because presumably one of them car things. But
Probably.
anyway, he's walked in and he said, Paul Ince is in the bath. And he said to, this is going to sound really weird, but Carl's gone, Gaffer.
What
Which
you
just
doing in the
freaks
bath?
me out, him saying Gaffer. Gaffer, are we having a meeting or what? Yeah, what do you mean we're having a meeting? We're having a meeting. We've got like cup final tomorrow. We're going to have a meeting, talk about what we're going to do. And Paul Ince, and this is exactly as Carl puts it, said, Paul Ince said, it's only fucking Grimsby. And that was that.
There you go.
And they didn't have a meeting or anything the night before.
We
And they
won.
went out
We
1-2
won.
now. Yeah, so there you go.
He was right though, because I knew we'd have won that. I knew we'd won it before we even took the pitch. They were
We
a
were that
shit
good.
team.
We were that
That was a
that
good.
season.
That was a great squad.
So in answer to your question, Brandon,
Well, Grimsby in League
who may
One
or may
League
not
Two,
be my
but
son,
League Two.
they were in League Two. It was one of the rare
We played
occasions
them.
where there's 2 League Two teams, wasn't it?
We played them about 2 weeks before the actual.
Yeah. I mean,
Cup final
I don't know how
I
they
do
got to the
wish the
final, but
JBT would go back to that.
The way it is now, yeah, it's shit now. I don't even go to those games any longer.
No,
Not
I mean,
interested. It's shit that is.
you know,
Who's
so-
in the final this year?
Sunderland against Portsmouth.
So it is actual proper
Yeah,
teams. It's not like
I mean,
Chelsea's
it'd be a
under
big crowd.
21s.
Might be a full house.
That'll be a
that would.
Well,
packed.
But the problem is because that's going to be a full house. They'll say like we'll do it again. Exactly the same format. But anyway,
So
I mean,
in answer
this-
to your question, Brandon, both John and I think agree that
2008 was
2008
better.
squad, in the context of that season,
Yeah.
and we think that with Peterborough being really a very, very, very good team that season, we did beat them twice, home and away.
And they were a good team.
And
I
we
can't
went to
remember
their
that,
place.
their second striker, what his name was.
Mikhail Smith.
Yeah, they had another guy though, didn't they, up front with him? Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, what? So there was Boyd, Mikhail Smith.
And
Oh, yeah,
another
there
one.
was another
Called
one. Yeah.
them the Holy Trinity, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, they did. We called
They
them
were
a bunch of
they were
wankers.
ridiculous.
They were a good
They
team
were
though, you can't fault them.
ridiculously good.
And you
They
can
were-
say what you like about, Ferguson Jr., he is a good manager.
Yeah,
And
that
he
team,
was
they were unlucky, very unlucky not to win the,
No, they were
the
shit.
league that season. If it wasn't for
We were better
us
than them.
being ridiculously good. We only lost 7 games, as I say. So, yeah, in answer to your question, Brandon, we do believe that in the context of now and then, that was a better squad. It was a better team. I mean, Keith Andrews on his own, just... we may well have got promoted without Keith Andrews, but without him and his goals, I don't think we'd have
It
won
was
the
a
league.
real coup, really.
He wanted to kick-start his career.
Yeah.
It was a
It was a
great...
real coup for us to get a player of that standard, really.
Yeah.
Now, you've got to give credit to Paul Ince, really, for
Well, I watched him on his...
enticing
Yeah,
people to
because
come.
he came
Dave
from Wolves,
Milkins,
didn't he? He came from Wolves. He brought Keith along, and the first game at home, Bury, I think it was.
Probably.
Um,
Well, it was him that
we
gets
lost
sent
1-0.
off. Remember you asked years ago? It was Keith Andrews that gets sent off.
was it really?
It was, yeah.
What, first
definitely.
game of the season?
Yep, at home. The first game in the new
Yeah, it was
stadium.
Bury. We lost
And
2.
two get
No,
sent
it wasn't.
off.
It was Drisser.
Sure.
Driss got sent off in the 57th minute. Yeah, there you go.
Who scored the goal?
Keith Andrews.
Oh, I knew he'd done
Yeah.
something.
So I thought to myself, this bloke looks way too good
Yeah, for us.
for League Two.
Let's sell him where we cash in where we can.
But basically, he had to kickstart his career, so he came to us.
He's done
It's
well.
had obviously known him at Wolves.
He's
and
another guy that's seems like a nice bloke.
O'Keefe.
Yeah.
He can be a bit of a twat.
No, he's
No,
probably
sorry, not a
supposed-
twat. He's not a twat. He can be a bit abrasive, shall we
Cool,
say.
do you remember,
really?
do you remember our five-a-side team?
Of course you'd have
Championship
been.
season?
He was here
Oh
when you
yeah,
were...
we had the
we
best
did-
five-a-side team
we
you've
had-
ever seen.
well,
in your
yeah,
life,
obviously,
mate.
obviously I was in goal, which made it good anyway.
So Sam was in goal.
Yeah.
There was me, Keith, Richie,
Keith Andrews
and
and you.
Keith Andrews.
Carl. Oh mate,
It was
don't
me.
get me. Wait,
It
am
was
I a
me.
decent footballer or what?
Tony's great.
I am a very,
He's
very
actually
good
got one
footballer.
of the best tactics I've seen.
Maybe we
It
should
was
play
me,
you this weekend.
me, Tony, Keith Andrews, Richie Barker, Carl Robinson.
Bloody hell.
Where
Where did Robo play up front?
Lino, my mate who used to work
Who
at
we
the
didn't
club,
let
came.
Now what happened was we
and
turned
Anthony
up, didn't
Richards,
we?
who's the director, and
We had 9 players. We had 9 players, and they asked us to come down. So they didn't expect us to turn
that
up.
was
so
great. That was really
the,
that was
fir-
good
the
fun.
Who were
first
you playing
half,
against?
we were playing
It was
against.
just
Was
like
it
a
like a power
Monday. It was
league?
just a league. It was a Monday night league, a power league, and
What, and
were
you
playing-
turned
we were
up
playing-
with Keith Andrews?
Yeah,
For fuck's
listen,
sake.
we were playing this
We
team.
got away with
We were
that.
playing this team, and because we sort of
one of
we
them
were
kicked
like
the
it was our
shit
first
out of
time.
Carl, didn't they?
Yeah, and we got there
And
and
turned.
we said, so what we'll do is first half these other lads will play this 5. So Sam in goal still, Lino,
Anthony Richards, Hops came, didn't he?
Chris
Oh, the
Harper,
runners.
and they were
Turned up for the
They were
second
8-1 down at half time. I
was.
shit you not.
They
They were
were?
8-1 down at
What,
half
Milton
time.
Keynes team?
Our lads.
No,
So-
maybe I wasn't in goal.
So
The
we
first half.
we trotted out, me, Carl, Richie, Keith, and Sam, and the game finished 8-all.
Oh,
But it was actually 9-8. Do you remember? Because the referee said he lost count.
Yeah.
Because the team that we were playing against had a 100% record all season. They'd let in about 3 goals all season. And the captain of the other team just happened to be brother-in-law with the referee.
Oh, you can't have
So
that, can
I
you?
scored the equalising goal. The last goal,
did.
absolute blinder from about 20 yards out. It was five-a-side goal. It was fucking brilliant. Keith Andrews said it's the best goal of the night. And there was an argument at the end of it. And I was keeping count in my head, as we all were, and that was 9-8. I'd scored the winning goal, but the referee said, no, it was 8-all. Mate, it wasn't. It was 9-8.
I'll tell you what, me being in goal, and obviously you can't do much thinking when you're a keeper in a five-a-side, but you can actually sit back and you're watching a Premier League and international footballer, and you don't really realise what you're doing until you're driving home and realise you just spent half an hour
playing with international
watching
football.
an international. And then in the following week when he played again, I thought I need to actually focus on him and concentrate what he's doing. And you're watching an international and Premier League footballer for however many games.
I'd have loved to have seen the
And
opposition's
it
team's
was
faces when you
We
walked.
should have seen their faces when we walked on.
bet he did.
I mean, obviously, they
Because
weren't looking at me too worried.
5-a-side and 6-a-side cage football is manic. It's mental. You can't
300
breathe.
miles an hour.
But he got the ball and he just...
Time slows down.
It was like he was on... Anyway, we digress.
But you've never seen
impressive.
a crowd. People left people left their games
to come and watch
on
ours.
other pitches to come and watch our game. Well, there was must have been about 100 people around watching it.
I don't stop.
No, we wore red, didn't we? We wore red.
No. We
were bibs.
We all kind of wore a hybrid of different seasons MK Dons kits, didn't we?
And then each team had a different colour bib. But
Brilliant.
yeah, it was 8-1 down at half time. Officially,
And we won 9-8.
8-8, but we did actually score 8 goals
Not that we're bitter.
against a team with 100% record. So,
See how long
yeah,
we've
best five-a-side team I've ever played on.
That's 40 minutes.
And I'll wager that that's probably the best five-a-side team they've ever played on because I was in it. But don't get me wrong, I was a fucking great footballer, mate. I was a very good footballer.
People did say that.
To be able to play with them three, I mean, Carl is a
Thank you.
great footballer. Sam's a very good goalkeeper. I should point out. Richie is the original immovable object.
I think
you
he would
cannot
be a
get
hard
past
man,
him.
Who I've never seen legs like it. His legs literally go in and out like that bloody ukulele.
That's why he wears those shorts.
He does. He loves to show us off. I mean, he's an absolute monster. You cannot move him out of the way. But we were just so good, and I'm just so happy that I played that before I retired because that was
good fun,
a
man.
very, very good night. So
And it was
score
also
8 goals.
last bit about it. That was also we went back into the little kind of bar at the back on the same night that it was the FA Cup fourth round draw. Do you remember when we drew Chelsea?
Oh yeah, we did.
And me and Lino at the time was my mate who got me the job at MK. Now works at Leicester, and we were in the bar waiting, and we thought, oh shit, because Carl completely forgot, didn't he? Do you remember? Because he completely forgot. We just beaten someone, Northampton. Yeah. We just beat Northampton in a replay.
Yeah, you're correct.
And we also knew that we had to beat Northampton. So you had the draws. It was either us or Northampton against Chelsea. So we knew that we had to beat Northampton, and that was like the big thing. And Cole forgot that the draw was on.
Yeah.
So me and Lino ran in because we knew that the draw was on at the time, and it just started. And it was like a bloody film where we had gone in late. All the teams had been drawn out, and as we got in there, the last 2 teams to be drawn out were us or Chelsea.
Yeah, we knew.
And we didn't know whether they were going to be home or away. And then as soon as we were drawn at home, me and Lino thought, oh, bollocks. Because after that, for about 2 or 3 weeks, the phones were going mental, the queues were mental. It was brilliant. It was really
you
good.
say that about the queues. On the first available day to get a ticket, but like I drove past the stadium and seen the queues right round the block, all the way round the stadium, the bloody arena. And I thought, oh, bollocks to that. So I went, they still had that booth up the city centre. So I went up there, and it was exactly the same thing. I thought, oh, fuck this. So I went back the very next day, the second day, walked straight up to counter, got my ticket and walked out.
Yeah.
No one's
It's always the way. It's always the way.
Yeah.
It is.
But
It's
anyway.
weird how it happens.
Anyway, so that was good.
So anyway,
that was that.
we
That was our
I can't
five-a-side.
remember what we were talking about. now.
5-a-side.
We were talking about the 2008 squad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would say better. Than
Yeah.
now.
So there you
Much
go.
better.
You now know the history of the.
And I can
the brief
remember saying
history
to
of
my
the
lad
MK
at
Dons
the end of that
five-a-side team.
season, because I can remember saying to him, you got to remember seasons like this because we'll never have another one as good as this ever. And I was wrong.
Yeah, but can you imagine that last promotion? How can you better promoted on the last day of the season.
The very last
Hey,
minute.
Tony, we've
Yeah.
got to play Mansfield, who are the team above us, on the last day of the season at home.
But isn't that what football's all about?
That's what you
Football
love
is
for,
about those
Colchester
moments.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, can you imagine being
But at the same time, for my own hairline, I'd much rather us go up before Saturday.
I mean, I don't want
Because
to.
I want to go out on Saturday night after that game and not know that I have to go back to
I don't
work
want to be
for playoffs.
disrespectful about the other teams like Stevenage, Rochdale, but you know their promotions from League 2 to League 1. You know they
are huge.
They're huge for them. You know, and
You might as well just
and
say
an FA
it.
Cup run to the 5th. But
course they are.
we are getting like that.
No
You know,
one
we are-
wants us to get promoted. No one likes Milton
Of
Keynes.
course not. No one wants us
Which
to
makes
get
it better.
No
Which
one
makes it
gives a
better.
shit
Yeah,
if Stevenage go up or down or Wickham go up and down like you was, but us, no one wants us to go up. So fuck
I
them.
quite liked Crawley until one fan came in at the weekend and asked me, "Where's your FA Cup winners' merchandise?"
What did
I
you
said
say?
to him-
You should have said
Was
it's
it a
in
genuine
Wimbledon,
question?
No. He's trying to
Oh,
tell
he's
his best.
winding you up.
I
Yeah,
said to
right.
him,
mate. It's in Merton, mate.
"Do you think you're
Yeah.
being original?" And
Yeah,
he went,
'cause I like that.
"What do you mean?" I went,
Fuck off.
"You've got to be the 20th different fan or different club to have asked me that question."
You should have
But
slapped him.
before I say that, I say it's just over in the corner, mate.
Yeah.
By all the set, like, I just
Well,
point
it's like-
in the corner where all the gnomes are, and I went, "Just over there, mate." And he goes,
Like the
"Yeah, but you weren't the club then." I'm like, "So what? So where are we going with this, mate?" And it was just one of them, and it was.
Yeah.
It's like,
Punch them,
it's
I'd
like
punch them, Tony
a
Alwood.
certain club's fans were ringing up and asking for tickets to the Wembley game. A certain team got to a Wembley
wow.
game, and we were in the box office, and I said, right, the phone was ringing every 2 minutes, and they were saying the same thing. I said, right, the next one, let me know, I'll answer it. Picked up the phone. Hello, mate, can I have tickets for Wembley? Yes, mate. How many do you want? Oh,
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what they're like.
yes, how many do you want?
Yeah, but you're not going. And
They put the phone down, and they put the phone down, and then numbers on the screen, so I
panic.
redial. Hello? Yeah, sorry, mate, I think we lost connection there. How many tickets were you after?
Phone straight down.
Yeah.
I did it in the last season when AFC went up. Oh, sorry, when we went down. I had a call from a bloke saying, "Do you do shirt pins?" And I said, "Yep." "What do you want on the back?" He went, "Can you do anything?" I was like, "Yeah, of course you can." He went, "I want number 18." I was like, "Right." And I knew, you can just tell by the tone of voice. I was like, "Right." But at this point, I think you're still there. I'll put it on speaker. I went, "I want relegation as a name." I was like, "Yeah, that's fine, mate." I said, "Yeah, you just got to pop in because you got to sign a bit of paper to prove, that's what you want. But yeah, just pop in, I'll do it." And he went, "Yeah, but did you hear what I said?" I said, "Yeah." And the thing is, he had filmed it on his phone and he put it on Twitter to try and be Billy Big Bollocks. And then a few AFC fans retweeted it. But the majority of the replies were, "You sound like a twat."
Yeah.
Because he just said, "Yeah, of course you can."
Yeah. But we love that. We love
Yeah, I
that
love
shit.
all that
We
stuff,
love
yeah.
all that.
Anyway.
It would be boring without it.
Anyway.
So we done.
I'm
So
a
that
bit
was
on,
the
'cause
squad
we're
thing.
flying
So
through this
what else we got, son? We got. Shall we
I've
do
got-
the Tony upsets the whole world thing now?
Yes.
Or what are you going to talk about, Sam?
No, I've got some ticket stuff. That's
Oh,
all.
go on, do the ticket stuff.
Yeah, ticket
Sure.
stuff.
Then we'll do
first.
ticket stuff. Then we'll do Tony upsets the world. Then we'll do the quiz.
Okay.
I have to go somewhere.
Cool, so tickets,
Come on, get
I
on with it,
assume
son.
we hopefully maybe go back to a Friday night. I don't know.
No, we are. That's going back.
Go
on
back to a Friday.
That was only one off that.
So if that's the case, then you still want to go to Macclesfield on Saturday or tomorrow. We have a few different prices. Obviously, a 3 o'clock kickoff. If you want to stand, it's 15 quid as an adult, 22
cheap,
to
Tony,
s-
that is.
Not bad.
22 to sit.
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh,
I'd
that's a
stand
big
me.
rise.
Yeah, I'd stand.
Senior, you're 12 to stand, you're 17 to sit. Under 25s, which I'm barely now, is £12 either or, seating or
That's
standing.
not bad.
Under
25,
18
isn't it?
is 6 quid, seating or standing, which is
Not bad.
good.
That's good.
And under 12s at £3 again, seating or standing. Travel is 21 quid for a season ticket holder and it leaves at 10:30. And like Tony says, arrive at fucking 9:30 on Friday night unless you won't get a seat.
Yeah.
Morecambe the following Tuesday on
No
the
one's
12th.
going to that.
I'm going.
Apart from Tony.
We've already sold I think 100, over
I
100.
would say that
Um,
the majority of our fans haven't
So
been.
adults are 21 quid, which I think is
That is a lot of
How
money.
much?
to go
yeah,
to
21
Morecambe.
quid for Morecambe.
Yeah.
Seniors 17, 18 to 22 is 15, under 18s are 6, and under 11s are free with a paying adult.
Not bad.
And travel is £25.
Ooh,
That's a
season
long
ticket
way.
holders.
money
Long
that.
way.
What time is
Leaves
that?
at
Coach
leaves
leave
at
that?
2 p.m. Leaves at 2 o'clock.
So we've got 2 specials coming up.
So yeah. Oh, and last one, Forest Green.
Oh yeah.
Forest Green, which actually, if you haven't been, go. It's brilliant.
I
Me
ain't
and-
going there.
Me and Tony
Vegans,
went.
yeah.
Me and Tony went for the League Cup first round last
Vaping
season.
on the terrace.
Do you know what I like?
Vape-
Steak me. That's what I like. Steak.
I love steak.
Vape,
Chicken.
What I don't like is
venison.
corn fucking pie.
I like veal.
So they
That's what I
have a very peculiar. Not only is the drive there worth it in itself, because we actually had to stop because there were cows crossing the road.
Cows
It's a really
in the
strange
road.
place.
It's a very strange place. And the coaches, if you're going to go on the coach, make sure
Shut
you
your
wake.
eyes.
Make sure you wake up half an hour before you get to the ground, because it's hilarious trying to watch them get down these what I can only describe as Top Gear roads.
Yeah.
They're very windy and it's hilarious.
Lots of stone walls and stuff.
Adults are £17, seniors are 13, under 21s are 8, under 16s are 5, and under 11s are free. There's a £1 increase on the match day. That is only the terraced section. They've now included
one
a
side of the
covered
pitch.
terrace
Oh.
and a seated bit.
What's
now,
it covered with altar pollens from
if you get
fucking
a spare
protests?
5 minutes,
Vegan tarpaulins.
if you get a spare 5 minutes at work or at home, whatever, just Google the Forest Green away end, because what they've basically, the EFL basically told them that they need to get some kind of covered section in the away end. So what they've done, do you remember where we were when we were not vaping? When
Yeah,
Stuart told us
definitely not vaping.
There,
Yeah.
where they put it right at the end of the stand,
The other
never
end.
played them.
they have put in a temporary.
And a cup
Make up.
game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They've put in a temporary stand, which is just long and high, with 2 rows of seats on it,
Oh.
with a long roof over it, so they can say that they've got a seated option and a covered terrace option.
for them.
And their
What a
seated
rip-off.
option is literally 2 rows. It's 2 rows. That's all they've got. So
Tired me.
yeah, that's all it is. And last one in terms of the home games was Stevenage are doing a fan zone on the 16th next weekend. So like we did for, can't remember what game it was now.
Yeah,
Steve needs a week on Saturday.
Can't remember. 16th, yeah,
the one
next
I
week,
forgot,
week Saturday.
16th.
So we're doing a bit of a fan zone in the arena, which would be good. So come down if you've got any family, anything like that. And for Lincoln, for any season ticket holders, if make sure you look in the little brochure we sent out in terms of your renewals.
I've
because
done that. I've renewed.
You'll have a
Good lad.
voucher. You'll have a voucher in there,
I'm a lad.
which means you can bring a friend for free.
Oh.
But you have to bring that voucher in. That's all you need, and you can bring a friend for free. It's
Who
going.
would you bring, Tony?
It's going very well,
Can't go any further.
which
What about
means
Dan?
that the the attendance should be really good for it. It's also Armed Forces Day as well. So
Good.
yeah, that's all in terms of
I find it very
tickets.
difficult to slag them off.
Yeah.
It's quite.
I'm,
It's,
I'm trying to think of something,
so
but I just
there's
can't.
quite a lot, but I mean, Forest Green, you know, it's if you can go because it's an experience.
I ain't gone
The
there.
beer was nice, wasn't it? Cider was
beer
nice.
was
I bet
excellent.
that's that.
The
Ooh,
beer was
cider, Tony. I like a cider, you know
outstanding.
that.
Yeah, unless you were on the coach at the. Long story short, we took a diversion at a roundabout. The supporters coach
And
didn't,
thank God we did.
and they arrived nearly an hour after.
We left half an hour after, and we arrived an hour before.
Yeah. So
So moving on.
moving on
Moving on
to
swiftly.
we'll call this bit 4 games in a row because that's what caused all the
The furore, Tony.
furore. So I'm going to keep this brief.
No, you're not.
John, me and John had a conversation 2 weeks ago where he
Twice
said,
we've had this conversation before.
where he said that why is it that on the forum
I cannot lie, it was me that said
yeah,
it.
it was actually John, but I've had this
You
thought
ran
for a
with
long
it,
time.
Tony. You picked it up and ran
Why
with
is it that when we're doing well, no one posts on the forum saying we're doing well? And what did we get? We came back. We've won 4 games in a
it.
row.
4 games in a row. we've
4
won.
games in a row.
12
What do we
points
see?
out of 12.
What do we see? We see
Callum Britton is shit.
Callum Britton is shit and
2
Chucks is a
man-
miserable fucker.
2-man corner routines. Why are we doing
2-man
that?
corner routines. That's it. Nothing about winning 4 games in a row,
No.
which for any team is quite an event. It really is. I mean, unless you're Luton, I mean, it's become commonplace, but it is quite an event to win 4 games in a row.
I'll
And
tell you why it is,
we have
Tony.
nothing. And now, why do you think that is?
I can tell you why it is. It's because misery loves company.
Yeah.
That's why. the well, I'm just going to. I mean, I don't post that often. Well, no one does at the minute.
Well, there's no point, is there?
But what is that the busiest I can remember that place being was just after Louis got told that he couldn't train here any longer and he had to go and train Charlton. That forum was chock-a-block with people slagging up. There is one person who, even to this day, still he thinks that it was him that got Nielsen the sack.
Really?
He honestly,
I think it was Nielsen that got Nielsen.
genuinely believes that his campaign of harassment, so that's what it was, it was him that got Nielsen the sack. It wasn't. That's what it is. It's busy when there's something to talk about. I tell you when else it wasn't then, it was the Moo Camp then, was that time when Ince came back for the second time.
Yeah.
And remember we played on a Tuesday night and he turned round in the post-match interview and said, all those people that were bloody booing me, I don't want you guys coming back here.
Yeah.
That forum that night was, you couldn't even get on it for
Now
post.
that did get him sacked.
Yeah, obviously, because you can't say that.
No.
But anyway, what I'm saying
as I've
is...
said in the past, Carl has said that. If you don't like it, don't come.
Yeah, but he's Carl, isn't he?
Yeah. But
I don't know what the answer is to it, Tony. I mean, I guess people just like moaning. I mean, I love complaining.
I think you're right. Misery
does love company.
Yeah. And what we're getting now is this is the way I see it. I could be wrong, I could be right, but from what other people were saying, aside from, well, why don't you start a positive thread? Why don't you do this? Why don't you? Because people are so sick of seeing the same shit. And I really find this hard to articulate in words that will be absolutely clear. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that you have the same 3, 4, maybe 5 posters who I can only imagine go home and think to themselves, right, we've won 4 games in a row. What can I fucking moan about? Right, let's talk about the shit throw-ins.
No, I don't think it's
let's
like
talk
that.
about the 2-man corners. But what are they thinking?
I don't know
What are they
these
trying
guys
to
are thinking.
prove?
I don't know.
Are they trying to look knowledgeable? Are they
don't
trying
know.
to look like they know what they're talking about?
I'll be honest.
I don't know. There's 4 games in a row. Fans of other teams would be all over
And not
that
just
and
that.
absolutely
And
fucking
we were saying
delighted.
earlier, the 4 out of the 4 games, yes, 2 games we should have won at home. The 2 away games
Yeah.
at Carlisle, I even sat in and said I'll be happy with a 1-1 draw. Was when they were flying, and we went there and we beat them when they had this massive day. We went to Newport when their pitch was an absolute dump.
Yeah.
And they were flying. They just come out of the FA Cup, and they have one of the best home records in the league.
Yeah.
And we went there and we won on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And
They're right
we've won
about the 2-man corner routines.
We've won 4 in a row.
Yeah, that's a shit
We have
idea.
won 4 in a row in any league.
In any league, in any
is
country,
is
4
good.
in a row is
good.
very, very good. And is worth at least talking about and saying, we're doing well here, lads.
Yeah.
4 in a row. If any of the players went and looked on that forum, which they won't because it's a complete waste of fucking time.
Yeah,
if
they
they actually
don't.
went and
Probably don't
looked,
even
they'd
know
be
it exists.
thinking, is there another section I've missed, which is the bit where they talk about how well we're doing?
Stuart Moore coming in as a second string keeper. How many keepers in the Football League have a second string keeper who can come in and be as comfortable as he's done?
No, we said
how
that
many?
last week.
How many? Do we have that we can turn around against Newport? Have a complete new string 11 and go and win and do well.
Do you know what that's it?
There's no one turned around because we've gone and done well. We've done a change. People going, we can't do it. We're bottling it. Extra fans piping up on Twitter going, we told you so. And then he's turned around and Tiz had come around and said, all right, that's not working. Completely change it. Bring Britain back in. Bring all these players back in. And it works.
Yeah.
No one's gone in and gone,
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
fair play.
So you come in and say, Callum Britton is shit, don't rate him. Chucks is a miserable fucker.
He is.
Scores, but
right?
okay.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. No one has said Stuart Moore's come in and he's done well.
We've said
it on this podcast.
We have.
No one's gone and said that. No one's said that Kieran's... I mean, we've done the Kieran thing, but no one's actually come on and there's no positivity about it. And to be honest, we know that the amount of posts on there is dropping drastically.
It's human nature.
With the amount of posters on there is dropping drastically. And the people... I mean, you can say what you like. Someone said that I was making snidey comments
on this
on
it's
this
not being
podcast.
snidey.
I'm not being snidey. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling exactly how I see it. And believe me, there are more people that agree with me than don't. And this is the people that you aren't going to see replying on the forum because they're sick to fucking death of all you fucking useless idiots going home and sitting there and saying your fucking bollocks about some fucking piece of waste of fucking time.
Fuck's sake.
Callum Britton shit. Chucks is a miserable
it.
fucker. We won 4 in a row, you fuckers. Celebrate it. Be fucking happy.
I thought we'd done it. I thought we'd gone through it.
I
I thought we'd done it.
I was going to try and make some relevant point, but I'll
Right then,
leave it.
let's do the quiz. Let's do the quiz.
Fuck's sake.
Fucking miserable.
Well, do you want
I'm definitely leaving that.
Fuck's sake. Do you want to do the quiz? Or
Yeah, let's do the quiz.
Are you done?
No, I'm pumped, man.
I have to be
Pumped.
quick for the quiz.
I'm not
I'll be
pumped
honest,
actually
we've done
because
it.
it's just annoying.
Right, okay, right. So it's 3-1.
I'm cutting a lot of that out.
Right.
Not that though.
3-1 to Tony, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, ready.
Yeah.
8th of
What?
8th of October 1983, making him 35.
Sean O'Hanlon.
Drew Burton.
We did him like 3 weeks ago.
Nah, fuck it, you never know. I thought you might have
66
something.
appearances, 1 goal. By the way, I'm going to throw a little disclaimer.
Yeah.
All the information I've got on there, I've realised on Wikipedia it is league.
It really doesn't matter to us, does it?
Doesn't matter to me, mate.
Anyway,
Lloyd Dyer.
that's fuck all.
Lloyd
Oh,
Dyer.
he scored more than that. He scored
I
11
know,
goals.
but I can't think of anybody else.
1 goal. Give up.
Nope. Signed from Crew in 2009.
Darren Pot. Oh,
Fucking love when you do that. You do it every week at least twice.
2009. Crew. How many appearances? A lot.
66.
Blimey.
Every week.
Crew.
Dele Alli.
Crew
Oh.
Alexandra. No,
Nothing. He represented England C once.
Danny Swales.
No, he didn't sign from there. He signed from Macclesfield.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Paul Ince brought him, didn't he?
So you know that and you still said it, but that's
Yeah.
fine.
It's only
So
afterwards
there's
I
your
realised my
twice.
mistake.
There's your
That's
allocation
twice.
for
Well,
tonight.
that's twice in the first fucking answer question.
Blimey. How old did you say he was?
35 now.
35 now.
What month was he born?
October the 9th.
8.
Oh, bugger.
Oh, that's where you've been going wrong.
That's when I've been going wrong. I thought it was the guy that was in the
He's
night.
memorised them all now.
Yeah, you don't think I haven't. I fucking have. Blimey. 35 now, 1 goal. Got to be a defender then, isn't he? Oh, I can't think.
No.
Yeah.
Started professional career at Exeter City in season 2003 to 2005 when they were in the conference as it was then.
Oh, I should really know this. I'm going to go Mark Wright. No, he scored much more
No, he
goals than
scored
that.
more goals than one, doesn't he, Matt Wright?
I saw him score
It's a
2.
defender,
I
mate.
saw him score 2 goals in one game
It's a
already.
defender. I'm trying to think of the defenders we had.
It's a
then.
right back, I reckon.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Do you
Carl
know,
Regan.
actually,
No.
didn't play enough games,
He-
but
Daniel Woodards.
Danny Woodards.
Danny Woodard.
Danny Woodards. Underrated in my opinion. He
Yeah,
used to get a lot of
eh?
grief.
Good player, him.
Alright, so that's...
So you could be on for a draw.
Yeah, it could be a
Danny
draw.
Woodard.
Well, I'll have to try and make up
No,
some
we're
kind
going
of...
for draws now.
some
I've
kind of
decided
bullshit.
to draws.
Come on.
1st of April 1979.
Oh, he's old. He
Makes him 39.
39.
39. Danny Swales.
Keith Andrews.
I had to work quite hard to get him out
Had to
because he
work
was
quite
being
hard.
used every fucking week.
Danny Swales.
And now it's 1-1 in terms of getting it on a date of birth.
Boom, boom, boom. Name is
So-
Swales.
Oh, please, what else?
The next one was 43 league at 4 goals.
Who
Bought
cares
by,
what the next one is?
bought by Paul Ince for 50 grand. Started at Bury. Finished his career at Stockport County.
Oh, Danny Swales. He was a good player.
He's a very good
I
player.
went got on his wrong
I
side.
just had to get him out of the way because he was
The
coming up
twins.
every week.
Remember that
Yeah.
goal he scored? That
And I've
bastard.
already
Jim,
used...
but just want to point out, me and John will not refrain from saying Danny Swales as an answer.
No.
Yeah, I know, because I've already used Sean O'Hanlon and he comes up every week as
Danny
well.
Swales.
Right, so 19th of November 1991 makes him 27.
Oh, could still be playing for us then.
Darren Potter.
Nah, he's 30.
No, he isn't. He's young.
Kieran Agard.
110 appearances, 25 goals.
Oh, that's a good strike rate. That's
That's
1
a
in
good
4
strike, mate. Yeah.
ish. 1 in 4 ish.
Not Kevin Gallum. I've had him already.
Um,
Matt Wright. Oh, and he had scored for 25 goals. Come on, hurry up! Stop eating your phone.
Ali Gerber.
He has 2 Northern Ireland appearances.
That is.
Will Grigg.
Oh,
No, it's not Will
no,
Grigg.
it's. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, I can see his little ugly face even as we think.
You've used yours now.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not Alan Navarro, is it?
it's going to be 2 now.
No.
No.
Oh, jeez, I can't think of his name. I can see his little face even as I look. Oh, it's bloody.
I can see it through your eyes.
Oh, mate.
Uh,
No, it's not Alan Navarro. It's oh, bloody
he's-
hell. Oh, Gleeson.
He started at Southampton
Ben Reeves.
making 5 league appearances, Ben Reeves. Last one is that he left home kid on the side for Charlton.
That's 1-0 then.
1-0.
Oh, that was a good one.
11th of April 1996, making him 22.
Ooh, Benicophobe.
He's older than that.
I don't think he is. He's
No,
only
he is.
23.
He's
I
about
think he
25
is.
at the minute, Benicophobe, so it's not him. 22. 22, I'm going Callum Britton.
Oh, good shout.
88 appearances, 24 goals.
Bloody hell.
That's very
Jeez,
good.
that's really good.
That's 1 in 3.
At that age? Oof, blimey. It's got to be someone that's a good striker.
88 appearances.
At 22?
Mm.
Jesus, that's a good rate, that is.
Oh, that's really thrown me.
22.
This interested me a lot, actually.
Eh,
Through me.
Chuck's and Yuki.
Fuck me, he's got it. Yeah, isn't he?
Well, no, I'm not going to say anything until you give me.
Well,
Well,
pass.
no.
Oh.
Chuck's is my age. Chuck's is 25.
Fucking
Yeah.
20 and stuff.
He's represented
Miserable
England
fuck.
at every level from under 17s.
Including Phil International.
Hmm.
Deli Alley.
Yeah.
It's Deli Alley.
Fucking hell. He was older, wasn't it?
No! He was 20. He
22.
wasn't even
He's
20
22.
when he
Last one
signed
was
for
at-
Spurs.
He currently
He was 21 at the World Cup, you're not wrong.
Yeah, he was
currently
he was 19
number
when he
20
signed
at his current
for
club and
Spurs.
signed by Spurs for 5 mil.
Blimey. 2-1.
2-1, right. Go on, John. This is for the draw
Oh,
with a tiebreaker, which we haven't got.
blimey.
23rd of October 1972, making him 46.
Bloody hell. Eh,
It's good. I think the last 3 we haven't come down to the last one.
Colin Cameron.
come on.
For fuck's sake.
Jesus, Tony, you got
Is
it.
it Colin Cameron? I thought we'd already had him. Now, what was one you said the other day?
No,
Oh,
we
Alan
haven't.
Smart, wasn't it?
You know what? This week I was like, I need to use a couple that you always fucking say. So
I'm still losing.
The only
29.
reason I said Colin
Jesus,
Cameron was
2-1.
because he
Next
was in
ones
that
were
the
29 appearances, 3 goals.
I'll tell you who I was going to see. I was going to see Alex Ray.
28,
Oh, that'd have been a good
28
shout.
appearances for Scotland and 2 goals. He
That would have
signed
been right there.
from Coventry in 2007 and he left for us for Dundee in
Interesting
2008.
fact about
Oh,
Alex
come on.
Ray. If Alex Ray put his boots back on again,
Yeah.
he would be banned not only from
would be.
domestic football, he'd also be banned from
International?
Champions
Why?
League football because
He got
the last time he played, he got sent off for us, and something to do
Remember
with
that?
Rangers and
something.
playing for.
He's back
yeah.
at Rangers at the minute. And
So
behind the
he
scenes.
basically he'd have a Europe-wide ban if
Nice.
he played again.
Well, I find it weird because we signed him for 1 season. He played 29 times, he scored 3 goals, and then we just let him go.
Who, Colin Cameron?
Yeah.
I think
but
he
he was
wanted to
like
go back to
84
Scotland.
when he left us.
He was pretty old.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't.
And I'm
Because
sure
he's
he-
46 now, and he left us in
I don't
2008.
think he
I'm
was
sure
too
he
old
was.
for
Well,
the
actually, well,
Premier
yeah,
League,
so
wasn't he?
so he would have been about 35.
He was
so yeah.
absolute quality.
He was.
Definitely. He was like a poor man's
Oh,
Diggy
so
man.
Tony's 4-1 up.
Well played, sir, though.
Oh, yeah, that's-
That was
shout-
good though.
that
That was
shout
good
on,
though.
Boom Boom was a good one, though. I
That
like
was a
that.
good one.
Yeah.
Right, are we done? Are we going
Yeah, yeah. So quick predictions for Saturday. Macclesfield. Oh, Macclesfield and Morecambe then. So Macclesfield, I'm going 2-1.
I'm going 1-0 to us.
2-2-2-1.
2-1. 2-1 Macclesfield. We will win. And 3-0 when we go to Morecambe.
I reckon they'll both be 1-0.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
3-1 Macclesfield. To us. 3-1 out of Macclesfield.
Blimey.
Morecambe, I don't know. I'm sceptical. 1-1. I don't know why. Morecambe, I'm going 1-1.
You're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong.
I hope I am.
I'm saying.
Right,
I
we're
hope I am.
rapidly running out of time.
Right,
here.
just before we go, please address your letters of complaint to Tony Hawkins, not us.
MK Don's radio show at
gmail.com
gmail.com.
for the
By the way,
attention
before-
of Tony Hawkins.
Whilst I remember that, our mate Paul Harris,
Paul Harris.
the
I did
the
see he
jingles
sent
man,
something.
he said about this getting searched at the gate.
Oh, I've
He
got something
said
to say about that.
we now use Gate 7 and I've never had to remove my hat. The only thing I'd complain about is that not all the turnstiles are switched on. I've only been searched once, ticked a bit. I presume he means tickled a bit. But don't worry, I'm not going to record a jingle about it. Send us your jingle, Paul. Send us another one. Can't be any worse than one you already sent. So
Send us that one you done that time for the golden goal thing. That was brilliant.
yeah, we'll have that.
Yeah,
We
send
don't
that.
care if it was
Oh,
on
can
someone
we please
else's.
have a pissed report again?
Yeah, more pissed reports.
I
Come
want a
on.
drunk report.
Someone from Macclesfield, even if it's at half time.
I don't care.
I don't care. Or before kick-off. Just send us
Or,
something.
even better, a voice note.
Voice.
Oh,
We like
voice.
voice.
no.
We
You-
like voice.
Oh, no.
Oh, and also,
voice
what I
note would be
remember,
very
Oh,
funny.
Christ almighty.
I got a reply from Alex, the ginger one, from the shop.
Who
Oh,
work-
yeah.
Who
The
works
balls.
with, he works with me in the shop.
The ball's on this, lad. I'll be honest, Tony, that podcast was a fucking letdown. Going on about how you were going to rip the shit out of me. I had high hopes. But then you started complimenting my fucking hair. What's that about? You used to be good at this shit. Seems you've gone a bit soft. Have you been missing me or something?
I
So,
thought we
fair
slagged
play,
him
Alex. Fair play. I thought I'd slagged you off, but not as much. To be honest, I would do you usually worse to his face, wouldn't I? So I
Well,
thought I'd hold back a bit on the
I
podcast.
can't
Because you know me.
remember.
I'm
I
the
can't
king of
remember
holding back.
when he said he's back in working. I think he's back in for maybe Stevenage. If not, it'd be a couple of games after. So I'll let you know, and you can come and
Yeah. Well,
rearrange.
you're a ginger fuckbag, so I'll think of something more more abusive to say next week.
I don't know if you could be more abusive next week. I got to be honest.
Because I think I've used all my abuse.
I'm technically his manager, so this is probably the least. This is the worst thing.
He asked me to abuse him on the podcast.
He did say
which I tried my best, to be honest, but I was holding back. So yeah. Anyway, I'll have a think about that, and might actually write something down I can read out next week about your disgusting, slimy shithead of a scumbag that you are.
Well, like we say, that's us done. But I'll reiterate. All letters of complaint addressed to Tony Hawkins via...
Nothing to complain about. I'm just voicing my opinion.
That's right.
Just voicing my opinion.
Right, we're done.
If you email me, I can give you his address as well.
Ta-ta!
Bye.
Bye.